Hi everybody, Scott Shepherd with DIY Fishing. I wanted to do a real quick project with you guys today on my Field & Stream Eagle Talon 12. It's a sit on top. Like the kayak, it's kind of an entry-level kayak. I've got this particular one set up for smallmouth fishing on rocky rivers, things like that. It's kind of a beater kayak. But one of the things I really don't like about it is I don't like the scuppers. I don't like where they're positioned right up underneath my seat. If I leave them plugged, water's always kind of coming in and out of it. When I'm getting in and out in the shallows, if I leave them unplugged, it's back flowing up, and I always end up with a wet butt. So I came up with a real quick solution to the problem in a one-way ball valve, and I want to do that project with you guys today. It's an extremely simple project. It's so simple that I didn't even drag out the tripod, the other cameras and things. I'm literally just going to shoot this one one-handed. It's that type of project. The main thing that you're going to need three things, possibly fourth with the black tape, just in case your scuppers aren't consistent. But the main thing that you're going to need is a 1 inch to 3/4 inch reducing bushing. Look like that. I got this one at Home Depot. You can get about any hardware store. I think they're about 85 cents to $1. Then you're going to need a bouncy ball. This one's like a 1 inch one roughly. Comes out of the little red vending machines at the end of your grocery store aisle or at Walmart or something like that. So you're gonna need one of those for each of the scuppers, and then you're gonna need a little piece of nylon screen. I like nylon because it fits kind of in the scupper a little better, makes it a little cleaner, not quite so pokey on the end. And then like I said, if your scuppers aren't quite consistent, I've got one in my kayak that's a little bit bigger than the other ones, so I just put a wrap of black tape around it for the spacing. Well, basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your bushing and you're gonna cut the nubbies off of it. It's gonna end up looking something like this. I did this with a Dremel. If you're not quite as mechanically inclined, you got a razor knife, you got a file, pieces of sandpaper. You can do it with just about anything depending on what you have and what your mechanical skills are, but that's what you want it to end up looking like. You also want to take, before you stick it in your scupper, you want to take that bouncy ball. Like I said, they're very inconsistent, so put it in there, make sure you got good clearance, it moves around a little bit, make sure it seals up there. Then you just take your screen back to your kayak, put it over top of your scupper hole, out of the shadow a little bit. Put your bushing down in there. That one fits pretty tight. So again, here's your rubber mallet. Whatever you got a hammer or something. Just drive it down there till it's roughly flush. And then take your razor knife, trim the screen, and you are done. You're gonna end up with a finished product. It's gonna look like something like that. And that's it. That's really all there is to that project. So for all of less than $2, you have a one-way ball valve that's going to stop 99% of the water coming back up, and it's also going to allow it to drain. So let me hit pause on the camera. I'll toss it in the pool, then you can kind of see how it does. You can kind of see the performance in a real-world situation. Take a 5-gallon bucket of water here real quick, dump it in, fill it up a little bit. That way you can kind of see how well it drains. I'll get underneath, and you can see it drains really well. One of the nice things with these is it keeps the valve up pretty high in the scupper, so the water isn't forcing up against that ball or anything from the underside. So now that that's drained out, you can see it drained pretty quick. Let me toss it in. Okay, now I've got it in the water. I'll kind of zoom out a little bit. I'm going to try to get the scuppers up above that you can kind of see them backflow a little bit. You can kind of see what it normally would do. Do this without falling in. Then I'll zoom in right here on these two. You can see as I bounce up and down, you may get a little bit of spittage from the water that may be above that ball, but really you don't have anything backflowing. Zoom in on these a little bit more, the unplugged ones. That way you can get a really good idea. So, hopefully this project makes your kayaking experience a little more enjoyable. Keeps your cockpit and your cargo areas dry. And again, for about $2 and about 10 minutes of your time, I think it's a really good and a really easy project. Look for some more in-depth projects out of us in the future. We've got some pretty in-depth ones coming up, so look for those. Thanks for watching and enjoy your kayak.